Tonight on KGW News, a snow-covered tree comes crashing down on a truck. See when travel will get tricky again with more snow on the way. Plus,
looks like it's over a 2-hour wait to get the test.
Demand for a COVID test creates long lines in frigid temperatures. And Oregon universities start requiring students to get their booster. Then later, the 20-ton donation making a big difference at a Portland shelter.
This isn't just a handout. This is a gift of love.
Your news starts right now. First at 11, a live look over downtown Portland as temperatures take another big dip overnight, setting us up for a very cold Wednesday morning. The busy roads around the metro thawed out today, but we'll need to be on the lookout for slick spots in the morning. The roads will begin refreezing soon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Pat Doris alongside Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino, who starts us off with the latest on our winter weather. Matt?
Yeah, that's right, Pat. We've got another surge of cold air headed towards Portland and the Willamette Valley overnight tonight. This is the Dalles. Still 25 degrees there. East winds today. We really haven't seen the temperature drop much yet in the Dalles, and that'll be one indication that it's about to get colder in the Portland area too. But this is another east winds, and they're getting stronger. 19 miles an hour at Corbett, 20 miles an hour in Troutdale, and those east winds will continue to increase and bring that colder air from eastern Oregon into the metro area by tomorrow morning. Now look at the temperatures. We're still above freezing in Portland, but there's the 25 in the Dalles and 16 in Pendleton. And then if you move farther north, it's even colder. And this cold air is funneling into the Columbia Basin, and they're getting drawn through the gorge tonight. So that's why it's going to get so much colder overnight. And by morning, we should be down in the 20s, well down in the low 20s. Now, as far as snowfall goes, nothing doing in the Portland area right now, but the snow is increasing over in northeast Oregon around Pendleton. That's another sign that this Arctic air is making its move farther and farther south and eventually west into the Portland area using the Columbia River Gorge as its conduit. So getting very cold overnight tonight. It's also going to get windy. That east wind just beginning to pick up. It'll continue to ramp up through the nighttime hours. Some light snow after midnight. Most areas just a trace, maybe half an inch. Some places out near the gorge might get as much as an inch, but really the screaming message, the big story here is the colder weather and the strong winds that will be developing tonight. We actually get sunshine for the middle part of the day tomorrow. Then after that, we need to talk about the potential for some snow on Thursday morning. That will turn to rain, but still, it is going to get very cold overnight tonight, Pat.
All right, thank you, Matt. The medical examiner reports tonight that one person has died from the frigid temperatures in the greater Portland area. They died from hypothermia. We're still trying to learn a lot more about the details, but the body was found Christmas Day. Even before the snow fell, even before the temperatures crashed, someone in the greater Portland area was outside, unable to help themselves, and died from the cold. It's exactly what Multnomah County leaders worried about as they opened emergency warming shelters, but with a twist. Much of their warning had focused on protecting the homeless, but the person who died December 25th had housing. Still, they were found outside. The county's health officer, Dr. Jennifer Vine, said last week those suffering outside from hypothermia may appear drunk.
It looks like confusion, clumsiness, slurred speech, and stumbling. And as the body gets colder, what starts as confusion and clumsiness progresses to passing out. So I want to emphasize the importance of not assuming someone is just intoxicated and needs to be left alone.
County Chair Deborah Kafori urged each of us to be on the lookout. It's still an appeal that is relevant.
Please, please make an effort to check on your neighbors throughout this cold snap. Knock on their door, make a call, or send a text. Let them know when you're going to the store. Ask how you can help. And if you think that you might need help, please do not be afraid to ask for it.
By the way, all 3 metro area counties have warming shelters tonight. You can find a list of many at our website, KGW.com. You can also get information by calling the number 211. We're keeping an eye on breaking news out of Douglas County right now. There's some sort of a large police search in the town of Drain, which is southwest of Cottage Grove. Police are telling those who live there to stay in their homes, shut their blinds, and lock their doors. There are also reports of shots fired. We'll update you when we learn more. Now to the pandemic. Washington state has broken a new record when it comes to daily COVID cases. The health department confirmed tonight more positive cases were reported on Christmas Eve, that's last Friday, than on any other day in the pandemic. The state saw more than 6,200 cases reported that day. The surge is similar to what other states and cities are seeing across the country as the highly contagious Omicron variant spreads. Washington also started to see hospitalizations go back up, but the number is still much lower than the most recent peak late this summer. Oregon has also started to see case numbers tick back up in the past few weeks. But as you can see from this graph that shows daily case numbers, the latest on the far right, we're not seeing as much of an extreme spike as Washington, at least not yet. Because of the increase in the cases, health leaders in both Oregon and Washington are asking you to be cautious when you make your New Year's Eve plans.
We want to move into 2022, but as you are commemorating, as you're celebrating it, celebrate responsibly. You know all the things that you can do to keep yourself and your loved ones protected. Let's do those things.
You know by now, smaller gatherings and events where everyone's masked up pose less of a risk. Health officials ask if you do go to a large celebration, do what you can in the week or so afterwards to avoid close contact with people who are at higher risk. We learned one of the Portland area's biggest New Year's celebration, the Champagne Ball, has been canceled this year.
Too many unknowns. We had questions about a new variant and the possibility of that and how that would impact attendance. And then staffing issues. It's a very tight labor market right now.
A New Year's Eve cruise on the Portland Spirit is still happening, but those going will need to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. They're also offering refunds for those no longer comfortable attending. With the Omicron variant spreading quickly in both vaccinated and unvaccinated people, health experts stress more than ever the importance of booster doses. And now some colleges say they will require them for students and staff. Alma McCarty is in the newsroom with a look at the new requirements.
Well, OSU will mandate booster shots for students and staff when they become eligible for them. The school also announced today that they will run in-person classes when the new term begins this coming Monday.
The latest public health push, in addition to the standard COVID precautions, centers around booster shots. Over the last week, as more and more cases of the Omicron variant were discovered, experts I spoke with shared this advice.
The state has already looked to really increase the number of boosters. I think that's a great idea. The boosters certainly are going to help prevent the most severe disease.
If they haven't gotten their booster shots, we definitely want them to get their booster shots as well.
In terms of Omicron, what we know in terms of protection is it's going to take a booster to give you that same level of protection that you had a month or two ago with your 2 doses.
Oregon Governor Kate Brown set a goal of getting 1 million more people boosted by the end of January. Tuesday, the state reported another 845,000 still need to get the extra dose in order to meet that goal.
To date, we have over 1 million Oregonians have received a booster dose. So that's good news. But our goal is to get another 1 million Oregonians in the next several weeks. And we're trying to pull out all the stops, distribute vaccine to as many pharmacies and clinics as possible.
On Tuesday, Oregon State University joined the University of Oregon in planning for in-person instruction and mandating boosters. U of O announced the update to the vaccine requirement last week, ahead of the January 3rd start of winter term. OSU wants all eligible students and staff to go ahead and get the booster shot as soon as possible, along with a COVID-19 test.
Students and employees will provide proof of their vaccination status and their eligibility to receive a booster shot.
Portland State University will not require booster shots, but strongly encourages everyone to get them. Along with testing services, boosters will be available on campus. These kinds of rules do encourage at least some to go ahead and get the shot, according to researchers at the University of Oregon.
The mandates for vaccination have been very effective. While, it's not a complete game changer, we did see that 10% of the people that got vaccinated was because of the mandates in the state.
At this time, the CDC considers everyone who got their 2 doses of Pfizer or Moderna or the 1-shot Johnson & Johnson to be fully vaccinated. But experts strongly encourage the booster since vaccine effectiveness appears to diminish over time.
Thanks, Alma. Developing tonight, in case you needed something else to worry about, the Oregon Health Authority is investigating 3 cases of a dangerous infection called Candida auris. It's a serious fungal infection that's often resistant to antifungal medicines, and it has never been found in Oregon before. All 3 cases were detected among patients at Salem Health during the last couple of weeks. We do not know how they got the infection, but we do know one of the patients had previously been treated internationally for health issues, and the other 2 were close contacts at some point of that person. Salem Hospital is notifying anyone who may have been exposed. The U.S. has seen about 1,100 cases of the fungus since 2013. Now to get you caught up on tonight's other headlines, former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid has died. He was 82 years old and had battled pancreatic cancer for several years. Reid spent 34 years and 5 terms in the Senate. Former President Bill Clinton tonight remembered Reid as a, quote, canny and tough negotiator. Also tonight, the NFL announced the death of Hall of Fame coach and broadcaster John Madden. The league says he died unexpectedly this morning at the age of 85. Madden coached the Raiders to a win in Super Bowl 11, but he became even more impactful when he quit coaching and went into the broadcast booth. His voice became the soundtrack of NFL games. He later lent his name and voice to the hugely popular sports video game Madden NFL Football. A gunman who went on a deadly shooting rampage in Denver Monday targeted at least some of his victims, according to police. 6 people were killed. 1 died from her injuries today. Police identified the suspect today and said he did know some of his victims and that he'd been on the radar of law enforcement. The shooting happened in a shopping area of the Denver suburb of Lakewood.